All right, welcome. We're here at CSB. We're going to be doing some more of our Come Cook With Us summer videos. This is Sam and
Jules.
And we're going to be making some banana bread right now. So I have our recipe and Jules has hers in Braille here. So we're just going to go over our recipe really quick before we get started in on the baking. So we have a half a cup of margarine or butter, a half a cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 3 overripe bananas. And then anything else you want to add in, such as chocolate chips, walnuts, or whatever your family might think is fun to put in here. We preheat our oven to 350 degrees, which our oven is already preheating and should be ready to go. And we're gonna first measure out our dry ingredients of flour and baking soda. Then we have all of our ingredients here ready to go so that they're all nice and nearby. Then we're gonna mix together our sugar and margarine, and we're gonna mix them till it's nice and creamy. Then after that's all creamed up, we'll put in our eggs and then our dry ingredients and a banana, and kind of alternate dry ingredients, banana, dry ingredients, banana. And then once everything's all in there, we'll pour our batter into our baking tins and put it in the oven. It usually takes about somewhere between 50 minutes to an hour. So I usually like to check it at 50, see where it's at. Does it need 5 minutes or 10 minutes? Alrighty, so without further ado, we're gonna get started. So we're gonna first measure out our dry ingredients. So we need 2 cups of flour. So Jules, I have here some measuring cups. I think I'm gonna give you a half a cup measuring. And so if I have half a cup here and we need 2 full cups of flour, how many of those are you gonna fill up?
3.
We're gonna do 4. So 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1, and then 1/2 plus 1/2 is another 1. So 4 of the halves gives us our 2. So I've poured out some flour here in a large bowl so that it's nice and easy for Jules to kind of scoop. A container that has a smaller opening is gonna be harder to really scoop. So you're gonna scoop up your flour and really make sure that you've filled up your cup. So you're gonna need a little more, huh? And it's okay to use your other hand to help put the flour in there. Exactly. And what I like to do is use the flat edge of my finger to smooth out the flour and make sure that I've got pretty close to enough. So that's gonna go in our medium-sized bowl here and pour it in. So that was 1. So that was 2. Do that one. So that was 3.
Yeah, that was 3.
Okay. 1 more. Was
4.
4. Phew. Okay, so we're done with our flour. So I'm gonna set this aside here, and I can take this from you. And we have our black placemat here, which everyone should have. And so that way for cleaning, you just roll it up, throw it in the trash. Okay. So next into this bowl is gonna go also our baking soda. And our baking soda, we need 1 teaspoon. So I collected 1 of our teaspoons. Have you seen a baking soda box? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna put the spoon in, kind of pull towards yourself. Yeah. See? Yep, that's perfect. And pour it into our bowl. So now we can start in on our batter. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our butter, and I've actually had this butter sitting out on the counter for a few hours so that it's nice and soft to kind of work with, because we want it to get creamy. So I'll let you open that up, and it's gonna go right into our bowl.
All of it?
Yup, the whole thing. Perfect. Okay, and then we need half a cup of sugar. So I'm gonna get you another half a cup here. And here's our bowl of sugar. Our sugar feels nice and grainy. There we go. And in with our butter. Excellent. So next, we got it all? Good job. So I think I'm gonna have you use a whisk to really mix this up. So you're gonna just start stirring and stirring and stirring, and that butter is nice and soft, so that should help. It gets stuck, so I'm gonna take this and just kind of help a little bit. Scrape it off with my fork here a little bit. And then the next thing that gets added in here is the eggs. So we need 2 eggs. Here's a small bowl for you to crack your eggs into. So here are 2 eggs. So Jules is gonna bank the eggs on the counter. She finds the crack with her finger and opens up the egg. And then, you can put it in here. And then she's gonna do one more. And then here you go. And now she's gonna check for any eggshells that she might have gotten in there. None in there? Nope. Alrighty, she did good. So I'm gonna get Jules a paper towel so she can get all the icky egg off. So next, those eggs can go right into our mixture here. So you just pour that in. Great. And she checks with her fingers to make sure that she got it all. And now she's gonna mix up our eggs, sugar, and butter. So it's all nice and gloopy. So our next steps are gonna include our bananas and our dry ingredients. We have 3 ripe bananas, and the bananas can be really, really gushy. So they could be even more ripe than these are. So Jules has said that she doesn't mind smushing up the bananas with her hands. Some students might want to use a fork to smash them up, whatever is comfortable for you. So here are your 3 bananas, and you can use this bowl to smush them up. So she's gonna open those up. Alrighty, so we're going to add a little bit of the dry ingredients and a little bit of the banana, and we're gonna do that until we've run out of ingredients. So we have our mixture here with our egg, butter, and sugar, and we're gonna add in, so what I like to do, and actually I'm gonna give you a scooper. So we're gonna pour our dry ingredients into our batter bowl that has our sugar, eggs, and margarine. And so that's great. So now I want you to add some banana. So we've added a little bit of, oh, we're over here. That's okay. And that's all right, it happens. So now she's gonna add a little bit of the banana mixture in as well. So we're mixing a little bit of the dry ingredients and a little bit of the banana at a time so that our batter doesn't get too thick and hard to stir. So now we're ready for a little bit more of each. Perfect. And some more banana. Great, and she's using her fingers and her scooper to kind of make sure that she's getting some of that mixture, that banana, into her scooper. So now do you want to stir that up? You can feel how the batter's gotten a little bit thicker.
Oh yeah.
we can add a little bit more of each. We can add some chocolate chips. We could also be really fancy and make some plain, because I have 3 of these mini tins. So we can make some plain and some chocolate?
Some plain, yeah.
So, okay, so if we have 3 tins, how many plain ones would you like to make? 2 plain ones and 1 with chocolate? Brilliant. Okay, so here are gonna be your 2 for your plain ones. Would it be easiest for you to scoop with like a scooper into the tins? Yeah. So you can set your whisk aside and it can stay in there, I think. And you're gonna scoop with this and you're gonna do a few scoops in this tin here. Nice. It's pretty sticky batter. There. Huh. Kind of sticky and gooey. I tend to over chocolate my banana bread, but here's some chocolate chips that you can pour on in there. Yum. And then set that aside and you can take we can actually probably just mix it with our scooper. And those chocolate chips will get nice and mixed in with the batter. Excellent. All right, so now you can scoop up our chocolate chip banana bread into our baking tin. Perfect. And then these are gonna go into the oven. And our oven is at 350 degrees. And, oops. Okay. So I've put our mini tins on a baking sheet so it's just a little bit easier to manipulate. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the oven. So I'm gonna let Jules know that I'm opening the oven. Open oven, and I'm gonna slide these in. And I'm closing the oven, closed oven, and we're gonna set our timer for 50 minutes and we'll check them out.